So, today what we're going to do is a recipe of pork ribs with garlic, onion, tomato and white wine and basil. Okay, so first of all I chop up some onion, heat up the oil.
Basil seems to be the star of the show.
It is. I love basil. I love basil.
Yeah.
Olio di oliva, olive oil. Heat that up. See, in the old days, we used to have port in these little decanters. So after dinner, you'd have port with a coffee. Nobody has port anymore, and nobody has coffee. So, chop up, while the oil is getting hot, chop up the onion. And garlic. Leave the garlic aside because we'll put that in later. When the oil is hot enough, put the onion in, give it a... Now this pork, I bought it yesterday from the market, and it's just beautiful pork, just lovely. From my favourite butcher at the Victoria Market in Melbourne.
What's the cut?
It's pork ribs. So, going. So we brown the onion. I don't know why this is doing that. Oh, it's the kettle doing that noise. I thought it was the oven. I thought it was the thing. Okay, so while the onion is browning a little, we cut up the pork, and I like to cut it in bite-sized pieces, like so. Well, it's more than bite-sized, but we have a big appetite here. And you just cut in between the ribs. Like so. Now we throw the pork in. So in another bowl, I put some beautiful tomatoes, like so, the labels off, and put them in the sink and take the skins off. Leave them there. And really, what I'm doing is browning the meat so it seals it. So the pork sometimes can be dry. So if you seal it this way, it should be okay. Because it'll be lovely. So, actually, with this recipe, I don't use basil. I use parsley. So, I mean, you can use basil if you don't have parsley, but parsley is, for me, it's better.
Italian parsley or parsley parsley?
Italian parsley, the flat leaf parsley.
Right.
It's the only one I ever use. I don't like the curly leaf one. Curly leaf one is good if you're, want to garnish something. But, I don't worry about that. Yeah, like so. So at this stage, throw in the garlic. So I usually, in fact, I'm going to put more. More garlic in. That's about 3 cloves of garlic. You really need garlic. Shallot.
And no salt.
Not yet.
Oh.
You put the salt in when after you put the tomatoes in. Okay. Right, you get it as nice and brown as you can. Right. So tomatoes. So you just break them in. Doesn't matter how you cut them because they're going to dissolve anyway.
Oh, that was a close-up the mill wouldn't want. Now Mark, while that's going, in the fridge there's a bottle of white wine. Can you pop that and get it for me? It's already open. Right. So just come and have a look here. See, it's just starting to break down the tomato and make a sauce with that. Now at this stage, you can put salt in it. Here we go.
Yeah. Give it another miscolando. Miscolando. Now, can you see that?
Browning up.
Right. Now you put about a glass.
A big glass.
A large glass.
It's a hard one.
So now, just let that simmer just a little bit. And I'm going to go in the garden and pick some parsley. And wash it. Give it a bit of a chop. And I've got to say, the parsley makes all the difference. It just gives it a nice flavour. So now, what you want is for the meat to cook through. So you put the top on and turn it right down. And let it simmer. So while that's happening, I'm going to clean up the kitchen and we'll see you shortly.
Oh, I don't have to clean up the kitchen.
You don't have to do what?
I don't have to clean up the kitchen?
No,
No, good.
not this time.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Cut. Now, what I'm going to do now is put a couple of chilies in, fresh chilies, just to give it just that little bit of kick. So that'll take about 20 minutes simmering. So now I'm going to this time I'm going to use some rigatoni. Not rigatoni, it's rigatoni. And I'm not going to use too many either. So, jug has boiled. And then put the boiling water in the pot so it doesn't take too long. Like so. Put him on the stove. What do I do with the top? Oh, from me. There. So that is it. So, there we go. And cut for a while. Okay, so I've boiled the water and I salted it. Teaspoon or a tablespoon of salt. This time I use pink salt. And rigatoni. So I put those in. I'm not going to put too much. So that's that. Come up here and have a look now. See, it's bubbling away quite nicely. And that'll be great. Now, I put the rigatoni in there, and what we're going to do is serve a little bit of rigatoni and some ribs, and that's it. You know, very easy. You saw how easy it was.
So you just got to put a bit of parsley on the top.
I'm going to.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yep.
End of the story. So that'll take at least 10, 12 minutes. And then we can resume it in 10 minutes. That's it. So, the the pasta is almost ready, so I'm going to drain it. It's still a little bit al dente. So I'm going to let it cook in with the pork. That way it'll get the taste of the pork, or the flavour of the pork. The pasta will absorb the flavour of the sauce, and then when that's done, it's done.
And the smell is sort of like going to smell from here.
It's lovely.
Oh,
So let that, put all the pasta in, and that's that. Put the cover on and leave it for another 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so this is ready now. So turn everything off. And I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to chop up some parsley for garnish. Okay. Now, okay, that, parsley, okay. Parsley. Clean him up the plate. And that, my friends, is that. It's going to be delicious. Allora, buon appetito!